heard about our million jobs plan, and a lot of people say, geez, a million jobs, what are you talking about? Well, when the Conservatives had the government from 1995 to 2003, they increased the jobs by 1.1 million. And the way that it happened was to reduce red tape. Red tape seems to just abound at the government level, probably at all levels of government. But we want to reduce it by a third. It cuts the cost to people doing business in the province. It cuts the cost to us supplying the service of licensing and other things that have to happen. And it makes it more conducive for people to come to Ontario to want to build their businesses. The hydro rates are completely out of control in Ontario. They're the highest in North America, and that really affects business. Some won't stay here. We've had big companies just up and take off. The hydro rates are just out of line. And if we want to attract new business, we've got to get those hydro rates in line. We've got a plan. We're going to get the hydro rates in line. And also taxes, not just corporate taxes, but business taxes of all forms. The employers have to pay all these taxes, and if they take a look at this jurisdiction, the taxes are at this level, and this one over here, they're quite a bit less, they're going to take a longer look at that where the taxes are better. And then if the province owes a lot of money, like this province is in debt, $289 billion. That's the shortfall. That's the overall debt the province owes. It costs $12 billion a year to pay the interest on that debt. And in 10 years, the Liberals have doubled the debt. 10 years ago, it was $139 billion. Now it's $289 billion. So they're heading in totally the wrong direction. They're short every year. Last year, they were short $9.5 billion. This year, they're short $11.3 billion. And their budget for next year, they projected the deficit's $12.5 billion. So it's living on a credit card. It can't go on. Tim Hudak talked about the 1,000 job reduction. The Liberals knew that they had this big problem. They commissioned Don Drummond, a noted economist with the Bank of Nova Scotia, to do a report for them to show them how they could reverse this situation. He made several recommendations, but a lot of them are tough, and the Liberals won't do it. Like he said, that one of your biggest costs is salaries, and you've got to control those salaries. So there's only two ways to do it. One, you can roll the salaries back if you could, or freeze them, or reduce the number of people getting the money. Well, the Liberals increased the bureaucracy by 300,000 in 11 years. 300,000 people they've added to the payroll. We want to roll it back to 2009 levels. That's reducing it by 100,000. We're going to do it over 4 years. People won't get thrown to the curb or bounced out of a job. We're going to do it the same way we did it in Etobicoke, where there'll be some people will retire and be gone. But at the same time this 4-year plan takes place, attrition is going on, and there's 50,000 people leave the civil service every year, maybe more. Like there's 1,200,000 people in the civil service throughout the province. It's an alarmingly high number, by the way. So over the 4 years of this plan, 200,000 people will leave of their own volition. We only want 100,000 spots, so most of the opportunities to do this will come through that attrition. Some people might have to move to a job that attrition creates if their job is redundant, and some shuffle will take place. But we're not going to be hard-hearted about this. We're not throwing families out. We're not going to do this in a callous way. We're going to do it in a managed way, and we're going to get that number back to the 2009 level, which is what Drummond recommends. That we save $2 billion doing that. The freeze on the wages, including MPPs, for 2 years, again, is another $2 billion. And we've got to keep working away at things to get that, so we don't owe $12.5 billion shortfall. We've got no shortfall, and as a matter of fact, we've got a surplus so that we can start paying off what we owe. The debt that the province of Ontario owes exceeds what the country of Canada owes and every province in the place. If you add them all up, Ontario owes way, way more. There's a chart that shows this, but it just has to stop. You can't live on money you haven't got, and you can't live on a credit card, and it takes some drastic steps to do this, but that's what we're going to do. The million jobs, one aspect of that, and that's an 8-year program, by the way. The economy itself will produce almost 600,000 jobs just as it is, but we want more. And one of the ways is the apprenticeship program. By regulation, the government and their union friends have limited the number of apprentices to 1 per journeyman. The rest of Canada has 3 to 1. And what that does is provide more apprentices, more trained staff. Everybody's complaining they haven't got enough trained, skilled trades workers, but we're not training enough. And we could do it. It creates opportunities for people in high school who might not get to university, but are capable of doing a good job. They can just get trained. Well, there's 25,000 apprenticeship spots now. We're going to double that or even triple it. And over the 8 years of this program, that in itself is going to provide lots of extra opportunities and jobs for people. So it's doable. It just takes the will, and it takes someone that'll see it through. Hudak has said if he can't do this, he'll quit. And if he won't, I will. I'm here to see one thing through, and that's to see this financial situation in this province set on the right track. I believe that, that Tim and the people around him know how to do this. They just need support from people like me and you, and we can get it done. And you know, it's going to take 4 years or whatever it's going to take. I'm going to see it through. That's what I'm there for.
So